The Guardian. What lies beneath, inside the underground enclaves of the super-rich. Smut, puns and the patois of a dying breed. Is time up for the double entendre? No, but there's just nothing to laugh about at the moment because the criminals are trying to murder us all. Call for all UK cities to get 10,000 citizens, 10,000k aged 25. Income inequalities within generations are higher for young people today. Hunt, the murderer. Private hospitals must improve safety. The picture, Putin makes probably last walk to Russian presidency. Mirror. Record breaker, bank holiday belter. Married 5 days after losing arm in croc attack. British groom sees fiancée pulled from boat by river beast. Threat to children's units. NHS cuts will kill kids. Vital care acts as Tory policies lead to crippling staff shortages. How much more are we going to put up with this? All them in Parliament are traitors to us all. They need dragging out. The serious ones in a nut house for the rest of their lives until they admit that they or get normal, and then they can spend the rest of their life in prison. Daily fail. Miggins, £20,000 addiction to sexy shoes. Well, you can have an addiction of £20,000 to a pair of shoes. If we pay for it, if she had to pay for it herself, it'd be a different matter. Boris goes to war on crazy number 10 trade plan. In major intervention, he warns customs partnership would leave us tied to EU. That's been the plan all along. We are not leaving the EU while we've got a parliament full of traitors. So Alex, awake and talking. The Times. Trump paused to ignore warning and scrap Iran nuclear deal. Hotter than Rio on record bank holiday. New curbs for rip-off rail fares. Biggest review of charges since privatisation aims to stop millions from overpaying. So what that means is we're going to let them carry on getting away with it and ripping everyone off because we let everyone... we privatise utility companies, we're being ripped off by them. Privatise rail, being ripped off by them. About to privatise the NHS, which has already happened, going to be ripped off there as well. Can we see that this government, it doesn't matter whether it's Labour, Conservatives, Liberal, doesn't matter. They carry on with the same agenda because they're just puppets and the real controls are above them pulling the strings. And the plan is to destroy the country, and they're doing a damn good job about it too. But many seem to be ignorant of it, and if that's the case, then what's coming is their own fault. For all those that are aware and been trying to warn everyone, get everyone to look at it, well done. You're trying. Those that are still asleep or willfully refuse to look at the evidence, maybe there's no help for them or us. The scum. Corrie Kev out on the street. Tanned out nice again. Boris in Peace Prize call for Prez. So nowadays it seems you just have to be president of the USA and you get nominated for the Peace Prize, even though you've done nothing. Exclusive. Child jobs up 38%. Kid vicious. Shock rise in violent crime by under 10s. Now, I'll come to what this is all about later on, but I've been saying this for a while and you'll see it. This star. Apparently it's 29 degrees, not 28, but you know, they can't get nothing right between them. Adele's Titanic 30th do. Boy 13 shot by mistake. How can you shoot a kid by mistake? We'll lift FA Cup for Fergie. United plays to victory to see. Yeah. Express. Bank Holiday Blast is a record breaker at 84. So is it 82, 83 or 84? Because they can't seem to get the temperature right between them. Haven't they got a thermometer near them? They can look, oh, that's the temperature, is it? Or do they just make shit up as they go along? You know what the answer to that is. May faces the axe in Brexit customs union row. This is what it's all been about. Law of the gun. New demand for extra armed police after 3 days of violence leave public in fear. This is what the fake shootings and stabbings have all been about all along. Get armed cops on the streets, one step closer to an armed dictatorship. Telegraph. Millennial sex. Why I'm still a virgin at 26. William Hague, the well-known paedophile. If Trump wants a legacy, he must walk away from Iran. 50-something myths that shame us all. Rail bosses admit it's cheaper to split tickets. Industry chiefs promise end of confusing fares that mean passengers pay too much. No, they don't. It means they're right behind it because they don't want none of them anything for us. It's all for themselves, and they'll have shares in it as well. First Lady goes it alone. I've been warning about this as well. Eurosceptics raise fears that UK will never fully leave EU. I've been saying this for years now. That's never going to happen. Stock up on the freezer. Vanilla ice cream is in short supply. No thanks. The anything but independent. Corbyn's journey to the centre begins. Hezbollah scenes victory in Lebanon. Why are gangsters glorified on screen? Let's stand up for the pranks and daftness. Yeah, before all this shit came along, I was well known for my pranks and daftness. But then this shit come along and, well... Vladimir Putin accepts the applause before being inaugurated as president in the Grand Kremlin Palace. Immigrants exploited by rogue solicitors. High Court criticises lawyers offering substandard services. What do you mean? Some of the barristers are corrupt. The lawyers are corrupt. Because we know the judges are corrupt. Wow, that's a shock. Next thing you'll be telling me the councils are corrupt and the government's corrupt. Oh, the police are corrupt. We already know that. Metro. Hottest May Day hulls ever. No doubt they'll be pushing the climate changes, or as they used to call it, global warming agenda now then, because we've actually had some decent weather. So, oh, it's your fault, it's climate change. Yeah. Do one. Boris, give Trump Nobel Peace Prize. Foreign Secretary turns on charm in bid to save Iran nuclear pact. Aye. Quality, concise, the future of independent journalism. That just pisses me every time I read that. Why we need coneheads and pranksters more than ever. Johnson uses US TV to lobby Trump on Iran deal. Make your garden a haven for butterflies. Well, it'd be better if you actually made it a haven for bees, because bees keep us alive. How about that? And the butterflies will come anyway then. How to survive a year without Glastonbury? Oh, I just don't know. How would I do that? Oh, I know. I'd just carry on as though nothing had happened. Rise of smart drugs among students. Life in the divided city of Jerusalem. Red Ape Rescue Forest School helps young orangutans. Stop cutting down their forests in the first place and you wouldn't need to help them. King Sengupta on 6 more years of Putin. Holiday heat sets record. 28.7 degrees means it's the hottest ever early May bank holiday. Thousands enjoy travel chaos on the railways and at airports. So we've had 4 temperatures. We've had 28, 28, 29, 27, 28, 29 and 28.7. 4 temperatures, all different. Couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. Financial Times. Migrant manifestos. Immigration now rivals economics in politics. That's how they wanted it. The price of beauty. Don't put weird cosmetics because they're poison. All poisoned unless you get it without this something, particularly aluminium. Water wars. Indian drought. Forced court battles over supplies. Trade Jobs Acts tests claims of global Britain for Brexit. Fox to cut hundreds of officials, roles focusing beyond EU to go. Stairway to Kremlin, Putin sworn in with promise of a better life for Russia. Walmart poised to take on Amazon with 15 billion bet on Indian e-commerce. A lot of betting going on. Branson was betting something on something as well. Caffeine shot for the evil Nestle's Corporation with 7 billion Starbucks deal. And if you wonder why I'm calling it evil, that's because the CEO thinks that water shouldn't be a human right. Why is that? Because he wants to deprive us of waters and kill us. So if that's true, then it's only fair that air isn't a human right for him. That's a fair deal, isn't it?